Let's get started with one of the easy spots on our coloring page here for the turkey with the turkey's neck. So let's find anything you may have that's similar to a light peach. Okay, so in that crayon box or marker box or your POSCA marker, paint marker box, just use any light peach you may have. I'm going to shake it up. Remember, with these paint markers, they go on very thick, and you want to make sure that you are going to shake those up so you can get as much paint out of it as possible. And that way your colors come out nice and bright on the page. So here, as we always do, let's make sure we create that outline. And then once we have our outline, we can just easily color it in with our marker or anything you're using at home. So this light peach will only go in the center there on the neck for our cute turkey. Then we're going to move on to our second color, which is red. So any red that you have in your art supply box, you want to use that. We'll shake it up real quick because these POSCA markers do have a lot of paint in them. And the more paint we can get out, the more colorful. So behind the turkey, you see we have these beautiful feathers. So what we want to do with these feathers is try to make them some different colors. And you can make them any colors you want, but what I would suggest is trying to go with the same color on both sides where you see them. So here's what I mean. With our red, I'm going to choose this one right here and make this one a red feather. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and color this in. I'm going to try to be as careful as I can to stay within on the inside of the black coloring page line. Okay. And from time to time, I'll push down just to get a little bit more of that paint marker out of it. And by doing so, as you could see, we really start to get a lot more colors that are coming out. Oh, beautiful. It's looking great. Okay, so when we're done here, you'll see what I mean. Now, on the opposite side of this one, this feather here, I want to make that red as well. So let's use the same color there. And again, you can use any colors you would like for your turkey. I just felt like using a couple of the Thanksgiving type colors. Pretty soon we'll use our orange and we'll use our yellows. So you can color that in. Nice and easy. If some other colors inspire you more, feel free to use those colors. It's all about creativity, having a great time. And we're going to use our red on one more spot here, right here. We're going to use it right in here. Excellent. Okay, so this is it for our red for right now. We're going to use red a little bit later. If you stay with me to the end, I want to do some fun things around our cute turkey just to bring it to another level with colors and just excitement. So we'll do that at the very end. All right, so let's grab our next color here. Let's make that next color yellow. So look for your yellow that you may have, and let's get that ready to go. And we're going to use yellow on a few more of our feathers. And you could see I'll do the same thing where I do it on opposite sides. Okay, so let me push down on this a little bit so we can get some more of that color out. Yes, look at that, how beautiful that yellow looks on the page. And once you start to have multiple colors together, it really looks nice on the turkey because you have a lot of nice Thanksgiving type colors all side by side. And it really starts to bring the turkey to life. Very nice. All doing a great job. So once we're finished here, we're going to move on to our other side. And again, my suggestion is using the same color on opposite sides. When we get to the top of our page, we'll use the same color just because they're right next to one another. But for these few feathers, we can go with the same color on opposite directions. Excellent. Push down a little bit here, get some more color out. Very nice. All right, starting to look terrific. Our cute turkey is really enjoying these colors. Okay, so with that, we're going to move on to one of the last colors that we'll use on the feathers. So that is going to be orange. So we're going to use orange for a few different parts on our page. So grab your orange. Here I have mine. And we're going to get that ready. So take a second to grab your orange. We're going to use it on the feathers that we have left on our cute turkey. So both sides here. And I also want to use it at the top and also on the beak and on our turkey's legs and feet. So let's go ahead and do that right over here. Let's start on the left side, right over here. And because I'm right-handed, I like to color in with the POSCA markers on the left side first when I can, so that way it will dry out and I don't have to put my hand on it. If you put your hand on this too quickly, it can get a little messy. You'll get some paint markers on your hands, and we don't want that while we're in the middle of coloring. So that way you can just finish your page nice and neat. So we can go here to the top and continue to move over towards the right side of the page. You're all doing a great job. Hopefully having a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to having the most for Thanksgiving. Maybe what your favorite food is. Is it the turkey part? Do you love that the most? Do you love something else even more? For me, my favorite is actually the stuffing. I love the stuffing that we typically eat on Thanksgiving. That's one of my absolute favorites. And gravy. I do love the gravy too. Gravy is a lot of fun. You can put gravy on just about anything, right? But let me know in the comments, what do you look forward to eating most on Thanksgiving? And so now we have those feathers colored in, and let's again do the one here on the right side, again opposite of the one we have here on the left, just to be consistent. Again, you see how I'm consistent with outlining it. So just a real big tip that I have is do that outline first, and then you can go in and color it in. So much easier, so much easier. All right, now we're having a cute turkey that is becoming brighter and brighter. So two more things we want to do is right here, we want to get into our turkey's beak, and we want to get that in with the orange as well. Excellent. Shape it out, and then we'll go back in and color it in. Very nice. Oh, this coloring page is so much fun once you get all these colors in there. And even if you're using crayons, regular markers, colored pencils, anything you may have that has these colors, your page should be coming out just as nice, just as nice. If you are interested in these POSCA paint markers, you could take a look in the description. I do have a couple of links in there just to make it a little easier to find these particular ones. Again, these are for people that are a little bit more comfortable sort of using these thicker markers. But again, it can't hurt to try it out and see if you like it. But they do really pop off the page. The colors really pop off the page with this one. And you just have to make sure you're careful with letting it dry. So try to move around the page in different directions just to make sure, like I said, my hand isn't getting on top of some of the wet marker that still hasn't dried. So now we've colored in pretty much everything we want to use for our orange, so you can set that aside. Now let's start to color in the rest of our turkey's body. So we can do that by grabbing brown. So if you have any brown, it can be a light brown, a dark brown, but just any brown would be representative of a cute turkey. So let's go ahead and start out here with the left side of our turkey's body. And we're going to start to go in here, and you start to see how now a lot of our colors that make the most for our turkey are coming together. So we have that here, and I will from time to time push down on that just to get more of that wonderful paint marker color onto the page. And you hold down a little bit and it starts to come out even more. Very nice. Let's move on to our turkey's head. So same thing. We have a nice round shape here. So I would suggest that you first go around that shape as best as you can. Best as you can. Just like that. And then here you can kind of go across. I'll actually go from the bottom and go nice and easy across our turkey's head. And then right in here, you see we have these two eyes. What we're going to do is try your very best to just go around those eyes, okay? We're going to come in with another color in just a bit. In case you cover those eyes a little bit, no worries. Okay, so if you go into the eyes, try to leave those little black dots that are the eyes. We're going to use our white in a second to give us a little bit more color there. But for now, let's just color in. Now that we've outlined everything, let's color in our cute turkey's face with that brown. So great job. Once you start to color in that turkey's face, you really start to see everything come together. And a lot of the colors that we're using today, it's totally optional. You can use whichever colors you feel inspired to use. What inspired me today was just a lot of the colors we usually see in the fall time, around Thanksgiving time. So I just felt like, hey, let's use some of these colors to color in our cute turkey. So now we've colored in our turkey's face, and we're going to just continue to finish out the rest of the body. So you see how we have two different sides here around this black line. So I'm going to try my very best with these paint markers not to cover over it. Leave that black line in the middle if you can. If you can't, it's okay, because you're still coloring within the body. So that's totally fine. It's more with the paint markers where, since it's so thick, you may cover those lines. If you're using crayons or if you're using colored pencils, it's really difficult to cover over those. So you may not have that much of a problem. You can just kind of do your thing and not worry about those lines going away. But when you're using these, it can kind of blend those out, those black lines. So that's why I'm being a little extra careful with how I do it. But this is coming out terrific. Just continue to use that paint marker from time to time and actually shake it up. Looks like it needs me to shake it up a little bit. I'll push down on it a little more. There we go. Start to get some more out. Very nice. All right. Coming out beautiful. So once I finish out here with the center of our cute turkey's body, then we'll move on to the last piece here on the right. Okay, just like that. Again, shape it out. I'm still keeping that black line there in between the two. And then we can color it in. And then after we color this last piece in the inside, I want to do a few fun things on the outside together. So if you stay with me, you'll see what I mean. We'll use some of the same colors, so you won't have to go far. Just keep some of the colors that we've used already by your side, and we'll be able to incorporate them here just to make this border a lot more colorful, because this turkey is adorable, very cute, but kind of alone. So I want to just do a couple of things on the outside together just to make it that much nicer. Okay. Okay, so now the last color we're going to use on our actual turkey is white. So if you have any kind of white, especially with the POSCA markers, this is doable. It may be a little bit more difficult with crayons, so you do not have to do this step, but the POSCA markers will cover this. So I just want to do two little dots, two tiny dots, just to represent the eyes, okay? The inside of the eyes. So we'll just do one here, and we'll do another here. Very cute. So now we have two little white dots just to represent the rest of the eyes for our cute turkey. Okay, so now that we've finished coloring in the inside of our cute turkey, let's do something fun on the outside. So go ahead and grab your yellow once again, and we're going to start out with a border around our turkey. So we can just easily follow the same lines that we have around our cute turkey by going and starting here, let's say on the left side, and just simply going around and doing the same shape. So that's all you're doing. You're doing the same shape that you see on the coloring page, and try your best to just follow those shapes. If I'm moving a little too quickly for you, feel free to give it a pause and jump right back in once you catch up. But take your time. That's the key. Just take your time. And even if you have to pause it or slow it down. And there you go. So you have a really cute border around our turkey. Now, if you want, you can color that in. So you can go ahead and just do something like this and just follow along that same pattern. Okay. So you see how it's sort of rounded, this particular page. We have a rounded shape. Just follow along that same rounded shape, okay? And then just take your time, color all the way around, okay? And then we're going to do something else similar with another color, just to give it that much more color on the page. Again, take your time. I like to move my hand all around with the shape, just because it's a little easier on my hand, and feel free to do whatever makes your hand the most comfortable. But for me, just kind of moving my hand, you see how as I go, I move my hand around in that same direction as the shape. It just feels nicer and it flows a lot better on the page and helps me to move a little quicker actually. So just following that same shape. Excellent. And then we are halfway there. And what I want to do after this is actually do the same thing. Let's do the same thing because I feel like we can make this page even nicer by adding some more colors. So we'll do a few more things to make it even more interesting for Thanksgiving. And then once you're done, you can show all your friends that you put this together. And very nice. And whatever you're using at home, you should be able to do the same effect. So whether you're using the crayons or using the color pencils or regular markers, there's plenty of different marker types out there. So whatever markers you're using, you should be able to do this as well. So from time to time, you'll see me use Prismacolor markers too, different brands. But yeah, any of those will work just fine for this. But you can see how it's starting to come along really nicely, right? With that extra color on the page. So just go ahead. We're almost there with our yellow. Beautiful. And our turkey is loving it. Our cute turkey's loving the fact that they have some new color around. No longer by itself here. They call it the turkey, right? Has some beautiful color around it. So what I would like to do from here is add a few more colors, okay? Let's go ahead and put our yellow away and let's bring back our orange. So you have that orange, like I said, don't put it too far. we can go ahead and use the orange to create another layer. Okay, so the same border that you just made, let's do another one. Let's go ahead and do another one. So follow the same shape. You see how I'm doing the same shape? I'm following now sort of that yellow shape that we made. You want to do the same thing and just go around and do the same thing. So you're copying it. You're copying it. Simply copying the same shape. And it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Just take your time and get as close to that same shape as you possibly can. Okay. Very nice. So you see how much nicer that comes out? So same thing here. Let's just quickly color this in, okay? We'll quickly color this in. Now, when you get to where the yellow line is, you want to be a little bit careful. So what you could do to be careful with that so you don't go over is create another line, okay? And just outline the yellow line. Does that make sense? So here you go. You see, I'm outlining that yellow line. Why is that helpful? You'll see here in a second. So when you do that, once you outline that yellow line, you know which lines to stay within. Okay, you see that? I am not touching the yellow line that we made, or the yellow border, because I have my two orange lines. That's my guide. That's the guide right there. That shows you where to stop. You see right here? I'm just going in and I'm stopping where my orange lines are because I created an outer border and I created that inside border. So if you do that, it becomes so much easier to just go all the way around. So you got to do a little bit of work on the beginning. Like right here, I need to create that inside border with my orange, and I'm just tracing that yellow. You see? Doing that all the way around. And I'm going to just color that in, and I'll do the rest when I get down to the bottom. Same thing. But you see how much easier now? I'm just staying within my orange line. So just a nice little tip. If you like this effect, you can go ahead and just do something like that to make sure you're not going inside to the yellow. So that way the yellow stays the yellow and your orange border outside of it just stays orange. Again, all about being as neat as we can. Takes a little bit of time, but when you take your time, you get beautiful results. All right, so we're almost there. And we'll just do something a little different at the end. So hang in there. We'll do something a little different at the end to add a little bit more color. It won't be the same exact type of border, but it'll still be fun. All right, so we're almost there. We have to continue to create that inside line, okay? The fun thing about these borders I like to do from time to time is it adds color to the page, but you could go with as many layers as you want. You can continue to make more and more and more until you run out of paper if you want, but I wouldn't suggest that because then you're drawing on your desk. But you can continue to just do as many as you want, and this page will be even more beautiful at the very end. So great work if you're doing this. Hopefully you're having a fun time here. We'll do a ton more coloring, drawing episodes, and anything you want to see in the channel, just let me know and I will try to work it in so we can all have a great time together and learn together. So, all right, so now we have our yellow and our orange border, and I really like how it's coming out, but I'd like to do one more thing. Let's just add a few colorful lines here by using our red, and hopefully you still have your brown nearby. But let's start out with red, and what we'll do is let's just add a few fun lines. Let's just have fun all the way around the page, okay? So I'm gonna shake it up real quick, and let's just add some long lines, just kind of going out from our page, okay? Just to kind of like give us another different color and another look outside of just the borders that we created. Okay, so just have a fun time. Just anywhere you feel is right, just go ahead and color in some nice bright lines, just fun directions. Just go anywhere you think they should go, just like that. All right, do a few more here. And then I'm going to use one more color for this, okay? Let's bring back that brown. So remember the brown that we used here for our turkey? Let's just put a few more colors here on brown, okay? Just so we have a little bit more of that Thanksgiving feel with our colors. Okay, very nice. Again, just have fun with it. You can put more, you can put less. This is just to complement some of the colors that we have on our page already, but just to make our cute turkey the star of the show in the middle with some more lines that are going in and around our turkey. So we finished coloring in our cute turkey for Thanksgiving, and we also added some really fun colors by creating a border using yellow and orange, while also drawing in a few extra fun lines around our entire picture. I hope you all had a great time today, and I'm wishing you all a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. I look forward to seeing you all next time.